There's no doubt about it at this point. Eliza Bleu is delusional.
Hey, this is Greg Hoyt from The Breakdown. If you're new here and checking out the channel on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at GregHoytLET. Anyway, let's get on to the video.
Just when you thought the Eliza Bleu drama, scandal, shenanigans, whatever you want to call it at this point, just when you thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, more crazy, you know, Eliza took to Twitter and she went on this little delusional posting rant between the evening of February 7th and the morning of February 8th, between two threads. On the evening of February 7th, she had a couple of tweets that were just, you know, they were just like eye roll moments. You know, you just couldn't believe what you're reading. But man, she went full-blown delusional on the morning of February 8th. So going to the stuff that she posted on the evening of February 7th, Eliza was seemingly addressing the Shane Cashman controversy, how that all spun up, because the piece that Shane Cashman put out, it got a lot of criticism because it seemed like a fluff piece. So what she did is she did this weird thing where she took to Twitter and wrote that Shane Cashman had her permission to write a hit piece on her if that's where the evidence led.
You have my permission to write a hit piece on me if that's where the evidence leads, Shane Cashman. But now why did multiple members of Timcast get threatened? Not by me or anyone affiliated with me if they didn't publish a hit piece about me. Odd. Very odd.
I mean, the amount of audacity that comes with just putting something out like that. First of all, if you're the subject of a profile piece, it doesn't matter whether you give somebody's permission, whether a hit piece is written on you or not. If somebody's going to write about you, they will write whatever they want. They will present it any way they want. They'll angle it however they like. And, you know, lucky for Eliza, she got a puff piece from Shane on the part 1, and Eliza is trying to suggest that maybe part 2 or part 3 might put her in a somewhat negative light, which we know that's probably not going to happen. But the audacity of saying, like, oh man, I'm giving Shane my permission, you have my blessing to write negatively about me, when literally a majority of the folks on Twitter are already doing that, so it doesn't matter. But then Eliza followed up that tweet with something in reference to Tim Pool. If you guys remember on one of Tim Pool's recent podcasts, he suggested that Eliza Bleu wasn't that important to him. You know, despite Tim Pool having platformed her twice and boosting her online profile. But I digress. Eliza seemed to take something right out of that Tim Pool playbook.
No offense to Tim Pool, but we don't really know each other that well at all. He would have no reason to publish a positive or a negative piece either way. I'd appreciate it if a factual piece is published. Part 1 was factual. I haven't seen anything else.
Like, I chuckled a little bit when she was doing the whole, like, you know, I don't know Tim Pool that well. I don't know him that well. You were on his podcast twice, and you were practically blowing kisses at one of his employees, Shane Cashman. You know Tim Pool. You know him damn good and well. Stop trying to basically copy what Tim Pool is doing and seem as though you're dismissive of him, too. But as mentioned earlier, that stuff from the evening of February 7th, that was just a preview of what we were going to get on the morning of February 8th, where Eliza went full delusional mode. I mean, the thread she put up, it's like the chef's kiss of not being able to read the room and just being completely oblivious to what's going on around her.
My story as a survivor of human trafficking is 100% real, sadly. I had nothing to do with the paid PR campaign to destroy me. There was no real reason for me to trend on Twitter on and off for 2.5 weeks. Real people who I knew and loved fell for an op designed to destroy me.
So that first tweet of hers, it's just freaking hilarious how she's jumping onto the paid PR firm bit. And that's not even addressing her asserting that her story is 100% too. Her story is 100% suspect and 100% sketchy. But she's literally just latching on to what Tim Pool said and, you know, claiming like, yeah, maybe there is a paid PR firm to try and destroy my character. How can these people say these things out loud or write them and post them on the internet and genuinely believe what they're espousing? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
My finances had nothing to do with my public advocacy for survivors because I've done it all for free. There was nothing to cancel me from. The only thing that I lost was a Babylon Bee interview, which wasn't a huge deal in the world of being a survivor advocate.
Really? There's nothing to cancel you from. Nothing to cancel you from. As far as I'm concerned, there's plenty of things. Even if we completely disregard the sketchiness of, you know, her alleged trafficking story, you've got the aspect of her having had silenced her critics and had people deplatformed on Twitter. and sending out privacy notifications to YouTube content creators. You have her alluding that she was somehow coerced or an uncooperative party in the World Star Hip Hop video, despite there being her own words contradicting that fact and evidence coming from the folks over at World Star showing that she reached out to them and was paid for her work. And there's really nothing to cancel Eliza from after she made comments seemingly endorsing pedophilia when she was talking about how members of a community can just gather together and determine whether 12, 13, 14-year-olds can engage in relationships with grown men. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's a cancelable offense. I mean, you know, just go ahead and reach out to Miley Yiannopoulos when he made similar comments a few years back. It's not a good look, and people aren't going to forget this.
I knew about the op set out to destroy me early on during the scenario. I didn't stop any of you from falling for it, mostly because I was busy working. Professionals worked on collecting that data and information, and I went on with my life. I lost an interview. That was it.
Of course she mentions the op against her again. It's not an op. This is not some kind of mass finance concerted effort from a group of malefactors going after her for monetary purposes. Like, people are critical of her because of a myriad of things. You've got folks, you know, angry at her for free speech reasons. You've got folks angry at her for her comments about, you know, children and adult relations. You've got folks angry at her because she appears to be on an apparent grift and has appropriated the stories and trauma of real sex trafficking victims. Like, there is a laundry list. There is a laundry list of reasons why Eliza Bleu has attracted this level of criticism. It is all 100% organic and as a result of her endeavors, her doings, her words.
Why would there be an op against me? Look at it again. Really, look at it. I'm an ANCAP who fights human trafficking, advocates for Julian Assange, who had a meeting with a congressman begging that the FBI and CIA to be brought before a church committee.
Oh god, that fourth tweet, yeah, that is just pure gold, where she's rhetorically asking, like, why would there be an op against me? And what does she do? What does she mention? She mentions being ANCAP and just says Julian Assange? Are you kidding me? Again, I can't stress this enough. This is delusional.
While advocating in public for 2 survivors of Tate, all while having a perceived, not factual, relationship with Elon Musk and Twitter 2.0. In December, I announced that I was shifting gears from Twitter CSE to advocating for survivors of the UN.
Of course, she's going to bring up Andrew Tate. You know, the claims that she brought up on Timcast about a month earlier, where she was claiming to work with alleged survivors of Andrew Tate. These are things we can't verify, but, you know, she just randomly injects that into the hot garbage tweet thread she put out.
Of course I was someone of interest to destroy. The op will be exposed, so I'm not worried about that. And if you don't believe me as a survivor, I'm not worried about that either. Now, watch what God can do. You saw the best of what the devil had, and I was left unscathed. LOL.
Oh, that sixth post, that's gold. That's pure gold. Claiming that the op is going to be exposed. There's nothing to expose. What do you mean the op is going to be exposed? There is not some kind of secret malicious op going against Eliza Bleu. She is literally dealing with critics from all over the place, all over the internet, who are criticizing for an amalgamation of legitimate reasons. And then for some reason, she wants to invoke God and then suggest her critics are the devil? Give me a break. Again, delusional.
P.S. Some folks want to know how I'm doing. I survived human trafficking twice, so this current situation wasn't a big deal to me. God took that broken woman that you were looking at on the internet in various states of undress and turned me into a woman in a gown winning an award.
And there she goes invoking God again because, you know, why not?
Cool bug factors.
One day you will have to answer for your actions, and God may not be so merciful.
And then she, you know, her attempt to shame people, her attempt to shame her critics, who have been doing a great job digging up aspects of her past that don't really make sense and don't align with the multiple iterations of her alleged trafficking story. She's talking about them as though they're like these weird pornographers, attempting to shame the people who saw her in various states of undress on the internet. Come on, give me a break. You seemed pretty excited and happy to take those pictures and do those videos at the time. I mean, you did call your mother and brag about it.
Okay, I just wanted to see what you thought about me being in music videos.
That's fine. You've done music videos before.
I know, but what do you think about it?
I enjoy it. I think it's fun. You've always loved music. You love to dance. You like to have fun. Right? It's fine.
Have you watched a couple of the music videos that I was in?
Yeah, I've watched a few of them.
You told me that you thought they were funny, right?
Well, they're funny because they're so stereotypical of what you'd expect that type of video to be.
Right, like party and whatever.
Yeah, a lot of parties, a lot of girls in short skirts, you know, shaking their booties.
Do you think I look too sexy?
I don't think it's possible to look too sexy.
Ah!
Oh, tweet number 8. Yes, invoking God again.
So how am I doing? I'm a little in shock. I was so broken, desperate, lonely and sad before. I had almost forgotten how bad off I really was. I'm not anymore. I wish I could tell you that I did that for myself, but I'd be lying. God did that miracle. No human could do that.
Like, that is some straight schizo posting. That is delusional posting right there. Eliza has lost her mind. I am genuinely worried about that woman if she legitimately believes everything that she posted on that thread. If she legitimately believes that, if she's convinced herself that is the truth, then this woman is just sick in the head.
Are you sick in the head?
Anyways, guys, that's pretty much the long and short of it. You know, again, I don't know how much more worse this can get for Eliza Bleu. I mean, she's just digging herself in a hole and digging it deeper and deeper and deeper. So I genuinely don't know how much worse she can make it. But then again, I don't know. She's been full of surprises, so who knows? This can go in any direction based upon these delusional threads that she put out on Twitter. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name's Greg Hoyt, and that was The Breakdown. Peace.